Good stuff, man. Absolutely good stuff here. Now, a nice little part of the show that we like to get into to see how the books did over the weekend, the opinion they have on this week, and always a good friend of the show, Dave Mason from BetOnline. Dave, welcome into the program.
Thanks, guys. I mean, after the results, I would have much been happier to be a guest on one of the last week or the week before show, but here I am, man. We got beat up a little bit yesterday, but could have been worse, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, let's take a look here right off the bat, Dave. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Kyle takes a lot of big-time credit. My Pick Six contest picks take a lot of credit for that as well. The books, as we said, did Sunday, got a little bit of a intrigue there. Surprising betting results yesterday from your end, Dave. Like, I don't know about like cheering on a team or the books, but what from your end actually surprised you with that NFL card yesterday? Could be a big winner, could be a big underdog, could be a game that stayed under the total or went over the total. What was surprising to you from a book's perspective yesterday?
I was surprised. One of our big winners was the Rams, and I was surprised that the action wasn't more balanced on that game. We need the Rams big, and they came through. Those 1 o'clock games are tough. The 4 o'clock games are awesome, and then the night game we lost. But yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't more action on the Rams, but thankfully there wasn't. And the Bills and the Broncos. They were 10-point favorites, and usually when those spreads get up in double digits, you don't really get that much lopsided action. But those Jets are just so bad. I mean, that was like, I think 54% of the money was on the Broncos, thankfully. So, the 4 o'clock games, like I said, were really good for the house. And that was the only one we kind of sort of lost. The other three we did real well in. So, I was surprised that wasn't more lopsided with those Jets, man. People just should be fading them no matter what.
Yeah, what the hell? 46% of the money came on the Jets. What the hell is going on?
I don't know, man.
That's the craziest thing I've heard. I don't know.
I had to check that a few times. I didn't know what the heck was going on there.
Yeah, that actually blows my mind. I would never believe that if I didn't hear it straight out of your mouth. So, injuries are running rampant through the NFL, especially at the quarterback position. So it's creating you look at this Texans game this week without Tyrod Taylor. We've got a line at 17. How do you guys approach these market inefficiencies with these injured quarterbacks? And are people typically betting against the backup quarterbacks? What does this do to the books when you have all these quarterback injuries?
Yeah, some of the injuries so far have been the guys like Andy Dalton, for instance. I mean, he goes out and the person everybody wanted to see, Justin Fields goes in, and it's like, well, he's no better either. So, will that be Nick Foles this weekend? So, are the odds going to move too much there? But yeah, Texans at Bills, 17 points. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of points. Not a lot of money on it yet, though. Those big double-digit favorites. Not a lot of people. Those games don't get as much action unless you were the Patriots. 5 years ago, whenever those obscene spreads were. But the higher the spreads get, people don't bet as much. But it's always a challenge, right? It's always the biggest challenge with football for us is quarterbacks, and but once one of those big name guys go down or whatever, that's when it gets really challenging. So far, it hasn't been too bad, and there's different risk management things you use. You open the odds up earlier in the week at a lower limits, and you just gradually raise them. And if there is something really funky going on, you keep that one game a little bit lower. And we take the sharp action here at BetOnline, so we let that kind of shape the odds for us.
There you go. You got to figure the Dolphins, right? Dolphins yesterday with Jacoby Brissett, and you got to figure the whole world was on the Raiders, so it kind of paid off for you guys a little bit yesterday, right?
No, it's great. That was a really good result for us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's another quarterback that's like, well, is that really a downgrade, upgrade? It's
yes,
it's the quarterbacks that have been injured so far. They're not really the needle movers yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully, we don't really see any of those big needle movers injured, because that's always a shame to see. But we've kind of been dodging those bullets. It's like, okay, Tua is out. Is that really Is him to Brissett, is that really moving the odds too much? With Andy Dalton to Fields to maybe Foles. What the heck's that doing to the odds?
Right.
Next to nothing.
Yeah, sliding those things around too, because when you take a look at the Titans, we didn't even know if Carson Wentz was going to make it to the starting gate, but still there were odds to bet on, and boy, it wasn't going to be good if Carson Wentz moved down the list to Jacob Eason or Hundley off of the practice squad. It's always interesting to see some of those. But Dave, we got a big Monday Night Football game tonight. The Eagles and the Cowboys. Notoriously, the Cowboys take in a lot of money. From your side and perspective tonight, what's the house rooting for, and how do you possibly see this game playing out from your perspective?
Well, I'm from your neck of the woods, so
I heard the drawing right there.
Anytime you ask me about the Eagles, you can kind of take my opinion with a grain of salt. But yeah, we're gonna need the Eagles tonight, big, which is great. I always it's always makes it a lot easier when the house is rooting for my hometown team. So it's gonna be a huge decision, and it's gonna be extra big tonight because so many people have a lot of money in their account. That's what happens when you get beat up on Sunday, when the house gets beat up on Sunday. That Monday night game has so much action on it, and the casino manager is the happiest guy in the company. The guy who runs our casino product, he is so happy because his numbers are through the roof because everybody takes their money into the casino Sunday night. So yeah, the action's crazy. About 64% of the cash is on the Cowboys. We'll need the Eagles outright as well. So big Eagles fans here tonight. How I see it playing out, I'm a little nervous, man.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if we can keep up with the Cowboys. Where Hurts is still, I don't know, showing flashes, and Graham out. That's big. Brooks is already banged up, so we're already experiencing some injuries. We have a good starting team, but the depth is very questionable, Donnie. I think. So we're already starting to lose some of our better players on both sides of the ball. So I don't know.
That's going to be tough. Tonight's tough.
Not
Tonight's
optimistic,
tough.
but let's do it. Let's do
it. I'm rooting for the Cowboys.
Fan.
Screw the Eagles. I'm rooting for the Cowboys.
Oh, man.
Let's go. No, I can't. I actually can't do that. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth, too. I don't know. I hate both these teams so much. I don't know what to do with myself tonight. So look, the books never sleep. Sports betting never sleeps. The NFL, it feels like, never sleeps. So even though we're still talking about week 3, it's on to week 4, and there's already got to be money coming in. Week 4, what are you looking at week 4? Which games interest you this week? And maybe early on, just sort of getting an indication where the public is. What are you going to be rooting for in week 4?
Oh my God! Well, that primetime game's the big one. I mean, that I was just looking at those numbers, and it's borderline perverse, man. It's taking on so much early action. The Buccaneers are giving 6.5 to the Patriots. Of course, it's Brady's homecoming, and you just saw the look on his face last night when they were losing, and he just had that pissed off look on his face. And how many times have we seen that look over the years where he's just ticked off, getting embarrassed? And I don't know what the ATS record is when Brady has a ticked off face the week after, how they do. But just going on memory, it seems like they always do well. Yeah. So like 93% of the early bettors are on the Buccaneers laying 6.5 at the Patriots. Other big decision, Donnie, the Eagles, man. Everybody's betting on the Chiefs. Yeah, God, look at the schedule. Boy. The schedule doesn't do them any favors either. Oh my God, that's about 85% of the early actions on the Chiefs. Eagles are getting 6 at home. Those are Titans. Titans, Jets. Speaking of the Jets. That's about 92% of the action is on the Titans. So yeah, we don't. That's not going to be choppy like this. It's not going to be chop action like the Broncos Jets, unfortunately. And the teasers, man. Everybody's going to be teasing the damn Titans down against the Jets. I mean, those teasers, dude. I mean, those Cardinals teasers yesterday. I think like 98% of the teaser cash on the Cardinals game was on the teasers. Was on the Cardinals yesterday. As opposed to the Jags. I mean, those teasers, when those 6, 7, 8 points, people teasing those down a bit, down to borderline pick 'em or pick 'em. They're sweats, man. Those are huge sweats for us.
It's crazy when you look at it too, because the theory of the betting public, we like to have fun, we like to take overs, you like to take the good football teams. Where the book sits back on Sundays, like, yeah, we really want the Jets to win, we really want the Eagles to beat Kansas City, we want San Francisco to beat Seattle, and oh yeah, if you could throw in Pittsburgh upsetting Green Bay there outright to knock down all those teasers, that would be fantastic as well. It's great talking about football with you here, Dave, but let us know about some of the good things here that are going on at BetOnline here for the upcoming weeks and throughout the NFL football season.
Well, throughout the football season, broken record, but we had the earliest opening odds for both college football and NFL. That's better than bonus if you ask me, but if you want bonuses too, get on over to our promotions page. We have great bonuses there, 50% welcome bonus or 100% if you're depositing with crypto. Unlike other books give you a bonus once in a while. Our bonuses are there 24/7, 365, 35% reload every day with cryptocurrency or 25% with other methods. Get on over to betonline.ag.
There we go. One of our good friends here at the sportsbookview.com network here. That is Dave Mason for BetOnline. Dave, good luck this weekend, but not really.
Come on, Eagles, man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Tonight
You
and
deserve
next
it.
week.
You deserve it for paying off those damn refs and letting the Dolphins cover. Son of a bitch.
There you go.
All right,
awesome
guys.
stuff,
Take care.
Dave. Thanks
Later,
for joining us. Appreciate it. All right, Dave Mason from BetOnline. Always a good talk here to see what happens on the opposite end of the spectrum. But Kyle,